And on that note, welcome back to Wild Bible. Let me tell you something. It's wild in my house right now. Okay? After episode 3, what's happening in real time is that I went to go get my 2 oldest children. And we came back. I took a nap on the couch. And now the house is very much alive. And wild, they may say. So welcome on back. It's your nephew, Desi. We out here just reading through the Bible. This is episode 4. Genesis chapter 4. The story of Cain and Abel. We here. We done made it. We done got through the fall. And now we about to see the Israelites just trip on and trip again until Jesus. That's literally all I've been reading so far. So, without further ado, we are in the NLT, New Living Translation, NILT if you will. It's just what I like. I understand if you don't. But let's do this. Genesis chapter 4. And it reads... Oh, hold up. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Parental advisory. Spiciness in here.
I accidentally found Juicy's stomach.
Uh-oh. And that's the real, folks. The Bible's wild. And so is my house. All right. Yeah, I don't think this is good. All right. We're going to pause for the calls and be back. What is that game, dude? What's that? You getting the sack, potato sack?
Yeah,
the potato sack race?
Yes. I was gonna say a 3-legged race, but they didn't have their feet together.
So we have some of these hampers for the kids that like kind of like spiral down. And it's like bouncy, so you can like put it down and get in instead of having to climb in. You can just walk in, really. So my daughter, my 10-year-old, and my son, my 4-year-old, got in together, and they were potato sack racing across our living room. It's that light, you know. They're basically just hopping themselves. But on this time, they both fell back, and you know they're kind of tightly bound. They're both in this clothing hamper together. They both fall back. My daughter falls right on top of my boy. My daughter's 10, son is 4. So in the middle of us doing this, we hear our son just scream bloody murder, and I think we have it on tape the moment that happened. And I realized it's better to check on my family than try to push through for this podcast. So yeah. So, you know, family man. All right. Without further ado, day 2, Genesis 4. Let's read. Also, again, NLT. We parents, watch your kids. We are talking about sex in this one. All right. Here we go. Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife, Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, with the Lord's help, I've produced a man. Later, she gave birth to his brother and named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. Abel also brought a gift, the best of the firstborn lambs from his flock. The Lord accepted Abel and his gift, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected. Why are you so angry? The Lord asked Cain. Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right. But if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you. But you must subdue it and be its master. One day, Cain suggested to his brother, hey, let's go out into the fields, man. And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, "Where is your brother? Where is Abel?" "I don't know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother's guardian?" Now, I believe in other versions, they say, "I'm my brother's keeper." That could have been a cool Nino Brown reference, whatever. Anyway, we'll stick with the Guardians, NLT, New Living Translation, Nilk Gang. You feel me? Verse 10. But the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth." Cain replied to the Lord, "My punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me." The Lord replied, "If you listen closely, you can hear my house alive." That's not what the Lord replied. All right, 15. The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark. Oh, God, Lord. Okay, let me go back to 15. 15. The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Cain had sexual relations with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Then Cain founded a city which he named Enoch after his son. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad became the father of Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methusael. Methusael became the father of Lamech. Lamech married two women. The first named Ada. The second was named Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal, who was the first of those who raised livestock and live in tents. His brother's name was Jubal, the first of all who played the harp and flute. Lamech's other wife, Zillah, gave birth to a son named Tubal-Cain. He became an expert in forging tools of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain had a sister named Naamah. One day, Lamech said to his wives, "Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who have attacked me, a young man who wounded me. If someone who kills Cain is punished 7 times, then the one who kills me will be punished 77 times." Adam had sexual relations with his wife again. Listen, Adam was getting busy. And she gave birth to another son. She named him Seth, for she said, "God has granted me another son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed." Dang, I didn't use a voice. I got to remember to use these voices. Here we go. Adam had sexual relations with his wife again, and she gave birth to another son. She named him Seth, for she said, "God has granted me another son in place of Abel, who killed Cain." When Seth grew up, he had a son named Enosh. At that time, people first began to worship the Lord by name. Okay. First things first, Cain is a busy man. No. Adam. That boy Adam was getting busy. But he was married. Let me tell you something about that guilt-free sex. It's something about it. It's a magic elixir. It'll do the things. That guilt-free, for those that don't know, guilt-free sex is sex within the confines of marriage. I've coined the phrase guilt-free sex because it's guilt-free. No matter where we be guilt-free. You feel me? So I understand. Adam had work to do. But that was interesting. I think that I think that I'm always, no matter how many times I read this story, I feel like the story of Cain and Abel is one you learn in like Sunday school if you've just grown up, if you grazed by church growing up, you've heard the story of Cain and Abel, you know. And one of the things that always took me for a loop is like, why did he reject Cain's offering and accept Abel's offering? One of my mentors said it has something to do with the heart posture and what he's presenting, you know. If I'm going back to it, a shepherd. Cain presented some of his crops. Abel presented the best of his firstborn. Well, just looking at it with a blind eye, maybe the Holy Spirit's guiding me right now. But looking at it with a blind eye, it just said that Cain presented some of his stuff. He just presented some stuff. And Abel brought the best of the best for the Lord. I don't think that was ever explained in Sunday school. And I think that was a really easy explanation that you could have just, you know, sat down and read and did some homework. Anyway, yeah, I thought that was interesting. I think Cain was just angry from the beginning. He had to be born with that anger up in him. I mean, he didn't accept your offering, so you kill your brother. Does that make your offering better? I don't understand like the mindset of folks that make rash decisions, but I don't even think they understand their mindset. Honestly, let's be honest. You know, he could have just had a stroke of just stupidity. Anyway, yeah, that's chapter 4, ladies and gentlemen. Cain and Abel. We are after the fall in Genesis 3, and like I said, we just gonna keep going through stories of folks who fall. Honestly, that's where I'm at right now. Today, for me writing, we in 1 Samuel, I think 20, 19 and 20, whichever one. So we gonna see. But until next time, I bid you adieu, farewell, adios, arrivederci, all the things, peace, and hair grease.